to him talking, so
I'm gonna pull up. I took a couple notes.
Oh yeah.
Because I obviously don't have full understanding.
Oh yeah. So when this happened? A couple of days ago.
2 days ago.
Mm.
Let's see.
Thank you for your prayer, sister. Yeah.
It was an obedience of the Lord.
Bless the Lord.
But
around this time, I think Nicole shared a prophetic word with me from the Lord.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Have y'all shared that, or?
Huh?
Have you shared? Has that been shared publicly, or?
No, it's only
just for you.
Word. Yeah,
I
there's
see.
a lot of things she
Oh,
shared
gotcha.
with me. I don't necessarily share with people. So.
I see. Well, I can't find my notes, which is cool, so I'm just gonna have to tell you. But you were in a canoe on a river.
Oh wow.
Leaving somewhere, going. I mean, the river was carrying you from one place to another.
I see.
So I very much saw it as a transition, like a symbolism of transition. Is what I saw.
I see.
And along all of the sides of the banks of the river were these huge clumps of clay.
Oh.
And your physical body was jarring. You were okay, but you were very worn and really thin. Which, when you're sitting there going, I wasn't really eating well, and those sort of things, I'm like, okay, God, maybe He was, showing me
in better shape,
a way to pray, right? But anyway, you were obviously exhausted, and when I was able to kind of see more of the situation, you were pulling these huge clumps of clay into the boat and forming mouths on them.
Mouth. Oh, that's good.
And when the mouth was formed, you put the clay back in the water, and this clay started to drink the water.
Wow. Okay.
And then once they drank the water, they started forming into more what looks like a human. But this felt like a very
heavy
spiritual area, not necessarily a physical area.
Yeah.
And so I think it was more, obviously, giving them water, which was the Holy Spirit.
Oh wow!
But there was a lot of detail in me seeing you form the mouth.
Oh wow!
So I don't know what all that means, but anyways, here's the encouragement part. This is where I felt the Lord was like, okay. These beings then got into the boat with you and started picking up the pieces of clay on the side and helping that very meticulous forming of the mouth. Oh, wow. But it was like an artist.
Sure.
And so the encouragement that I saw was, brother, you're doing a lot, but
thank you.
There are people in the boat.
Yeah.
That now have some of those
responsibility or share
responsibility, but it's that they're getting fed the right way because of the hard work you are doing and helping form a peace.
Thank you.
So
yeah, I do feel that.
I just wanted you to know from the Lord that we're here.
Amen.
And pieces of clay that are able to be formed.
Yeah.
And I think that that's going to take some of your burden.
Sure.
I think.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. I feel that.
But it's a hard spot right now because you're doing a lot of things by yourself right now. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I got a very tender spot, something I hadn't seen in you, and the burden of that. So I didn't know if the Lord was doing it for me or if I should share. But that's it.
I think God going to use you tremendously in ways that we cannot see. He already used.
I hope so.
Already used
Please,
you
hallelujah.
in amazing ways already. Ways is not God's work is not necessarily visible or detectable to our conscious world. Things can be very much invisible, because relationship does not necessarily develop through the conversations or the agreement of thoughts. Relationship is heart to heart. It's each who has a role in life. We place, so and some have nothing to do with the personal interaction. It's for example, your father have a role over our community whether he like it or not. Why? Because you have a role, and Tim, as everybody else, have a role in his life, whether we like it or not. I'm joking. So, but
no, I understand.
we like it. We like it.
Sometimes we don't like all the details.
Yes, but when you come to the details, that sounds crazy and complicated. But in general, he's a blessing. He's a support. He's a fatherly love and care and goodwill towards us young people can never be denied, whether he like it or not, whether he feel like it or not. Himself or the devil trouble him, saying either he's doing a good job, he's not doing it, or he's not doing a good job, or he's doing it. So, but that the calculation or that evaluation is belong to the Lord. It's a long departure, So I think departure is one word, means detachment. You learn objectively in the spirit, look at things in a different way. That's required a lot of give up our own ways, being why God's perception of things. So you please eat.
I am. I'm slow.
Oh yeah.
So I just like eating and talking, if that's okay.
Perfect for me. So So how we want to spend our time? So after 1 month, I forgot what are we doing. So
I know what I have in my mind that I just want guidance and counsel on.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah,